You're watching RT Live from Moscow. Now, Moscow is preparing a cheap but effective response to Washington's missile defense system in Europe, according to reports. While they come just after the incoming U.S. ambassador to Russia was quoted as saying Washington will not seek to ease Moscow's security concerns over the system. Well, let's get the details from our correspondent Igor Piskunov there. So, Igor, tell us why Washington's reluctant to work with Moscow on such a potentially explosive issue.
Well, it's a very good question. Washington is speeding up its plans for its anti-missile defense system in Europe, despite all these alarming questions coming out of Russia. Spain, Poland, Romania and Turkey have agreed to host elements of the system on their territories, and it's planned that the shield will be finished by 2018. Officially, it's supposed to protect Washington's allies in Europe from potential threats coming out of rogue states such as Iran and North Korea, but Moscow has been sounding the alarm, saying that the system could be a potential threat to its national security because it's planned that it will be able to intercept long-range ballistic missiles. Iran doesn't have them, North Korea doesn't have them, but there's plenty of them in Russia. Moscow has been proposing that this project should include Russia, should be a unified shield which would include Russia, the EU and the United States, where all would share the responsibility for the safety of each other. But Washington and some NATO officials have been saying that this is not possible since Russia is not part of the alliance. Moscow then started asking for legal guarantees from Washington that this system will not be aimed against Russia, but according to reports in the media, the newly appointed U.S. ambassador to Russia, Michael McFaul, is quoted saying that his country has no plans of making these legal guarantees to Russia. We've already heard from Russia's envoy to NATO, Dmitry Rogozin, who said that if this is the case, that then Moscow will have to start thinking about making its own efforts to restore the strategic balance of forces in Europe. And now there are also reports in the Russian media from a source, unnamed source coming from the Kremlin, which says that Russia will think of a cheap but effective way as an answer to Washington's anti-missile defense plans in Europe. We don't really know yet the details of which way this could be, but we do know that this could possibly harm the previous major arms deals signed between Moscow and Washington. For example, like the new Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, which is supposed to reduce the nuclear arsenals of both countries by over 1/3. But according to the conditions of the treaty, Moscow can pull out if it feels threatened by these anti-missile defense plans in Europe from Washington. So we'll see how the situation develops, but it's definitely a fact that Washington is not planning to back down on its anti-missile defense plans.
Okay, Igor, thanks very much for bringing us this update. Igor Piskunov reporting there.